The first card you have your past is the Eight of Wands. So yes, you've been trying to work on a project is what I'm seeing, and you've been really rushing actually trying to get this thing finished because you really just want to get to the finishing line and you're really pushing it. So you're still working on this probably now. Just be careful not to rush things because I'm seeing that you're feeling a little bit impatient with this. And yes, that's what Aries is like. They're impatient. I'm like that too. But I'm just seeing that this is something new. This is something you've never actually worked on before, you've never done before. It's like a new thing. And yeah, you're a little bit nervous about this. But yeah, take your time because, because this is a new thing, you're not experienced in this. And also because, I'm seeing some mistakes could happen if you rush. And I think you know this, so just try and take your time, even though you're desperate to get to the finish line with this. Just be careful of rushing because I'm seeing mistakes if that's what you do. So yes, the next card you have, your past, is the Ace, not the Eight of Swords, the Ace of Swords. So yes, I'm just seeing that over the last week and maybe longer, you've had a lot of doubts about yourself. And Aries people are viewed as being a bit bold and a bit in your face, and they can be like that. But what I'm saying is, sometimes things can be different on the outside to what's on the inside. And you were feeling different on the inside. You weren't feeling quite yourself on the inside, even though you're appearing to be quite bold on the outside. And yes, you just haven't been feeling your usual self, not your usual bold self anyway at this time. But you were working hard to get out of this mindset because you knew you had so much to achieve and you're trying to get this thing finished and you weren't going to let anything stop you. So that's like a typical Aries, I'm supposed to say. You're just trying to rush and get this thing finished and nothing's going to get in your way. So, but just take your time, be careful. I'm seeing that there could be some mistakes if you rush. So yes, the last card you have your past is the Four of Pentacles. So I'm just seeing a situation where you're trying to hold on to someone in love. You're really hanging on to them. And I'm just seeing that your head could have been in two minds actually about someone. You weren't sure about someone for some reason. And this is someone who you're involved with. This is a romantic interest, someone you might be in a relationship with, or you're talking to, or you care about in that way. Your head wasn't sure is what I'm seeing, but your heart wanted to hold on to them. Or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe your heart wasn't quite in it, but your head wanted to hold on. It was one or the other, like that. So you're in two minds, but then deep down you did want to hold on to this person. But you're still not sure. You still weren't sure at this time. So, if you're still in this situation, just try to get some clarity because you need to work out whether you want to go one way or the other way with this person because it's just not fair on either of you. It's not fair on them to keep on, going backwards and forwards, not knowing what you want and keeping them wondering. And it's not fair on you either. Either, get together or just decide to move on. That's what I'm seeing. I mean, that sounds harsh, but yes, it's not fair to just keep this going on and on if it's not, if it's just not working. And if it is, let them know, go toward them. So yes, the first card you have your present is the High Priestess. So this is showing me that you need balance and you know that you need to follow your instincts with this person in the Four of Pentacles. But you're not sure what your instincts are. That's what I'm seeing because you're so mixed up with your head and your heart. It's like, it could be like you've had a lot of time spent with this person and you have a lot of background, a lot of memories with this person that you've shared with them. But your feelings aren't the same. It's something like that. But then you're thinking, well, feelings can't always be exactly the same all the way through a relationship. Feelings go up and down. And so you're just really unsure about this whole thing. And yeah, you're just finding it hard to follow your instincts. And I don't know, maybe there's something about this situation that you're not seeing or you're not wanting to see. So maybe you don't want to lose this person, but you're not sure if they're for you either. It's really confusing. There's a lot of confusion going on here. But because you've got the High Priestess, this is probably about, it's about spirituality, it's about instincts. And if you can't follow your instincts, maybe just go and meditate or be by yourself and really just think about what you want. But make up your mind one way or the other. You're going to have to do this anyway sometime. So the next card you have your past is the Five of Pentacles. So I'm sensing that At this time, you could be pushing people away, or maybe leaving people out. And I'm not saying this is about the same person in the High Priestess. Maybe this is, you're just pushing people generally away. Maybe you're just so busy, you have so much going on, you're stressed about this person, this relationship, and this project and everything else, and you just don't have time for people. So you're not communicating properly with people around you, and maybe you're not answering calls or something, or maybe you're just not getting back to people, and maybe when you speak to people, you're not actually having a lot of conversation with them. You're just having a little bit, as little as you can get away with. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, so that's what's happening at this time. So the last card you have your present is the Five of Swords. So even though you've been limiting some contact with people, I'm seeing there's someone who hasn't spoken to you for a while who is going to come and speak to you. They're going to come back and talk to you. Now, this is probably over the phone, could be email, but I'm thinking it is over the phone, because what I'm seeing is that you can't avoid talking to this person. Or maybe you can, but you just feel that you can't. It could be they call and then you see their name on there and you think, oh, should I answer this or not? And you think, oh no, I really have to answer this. It's something like that. So then you end up talking to this person. And what I'm seeing is this person really means well. But they could say something that makes you feel a bit hurt, actually. I'm not saying they're meaning to hurt you. But yes, whatever they say goes around and round and round inside your head for a while, and you can't get it out of your head. But try to get it out of your head, because I'm seeing that this person isn't trying to hurt you on purpose. They're a bit clumsy with the way they say things. That's what I'm seeing. So just, they don't mean to. They just come and put their foot in it a bit. So just forgive this person. They don't mean to hurt you. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have in your future is the Queen of Pentacles. So yes, at this time, you're just going to be a lot more powerful. You're going to be a lot more powerful than you realize. You have a lot of power, a lot of strength behind you. And even though you haven't felt this way, you have felt that, you're quite emotional, you have all this stuff going on. You want to appear to be strong, but you feel that you're not really. And you're a lot stronger than you think. That's what's coming up here. So you're a lot more powerful than you realize. And someone in your more distant past could have taken something from you or left you with less. I'm seeing something like that, like they've taken something from you. So they could have physically taken something away. It could have been money, or it could have been things from your home or something like that. Or they could have taken away something internal. So it could have been something like they took away some of your confidence, or it could be both. It could be all of these things. But I'm feeling that something was taken away from you. And you're having some sort of battle with this, or you're going to have some sort of battle with this. This is in your future. So it could only be an internal battle. You could be battling your feelings about them inside yourself. You could be really angry with them, something like that. But actually, you're a lot more powerful than you think in this situation. I keep seeing that you're powerful, but you don't realize quite how powerful you are. And I'm seeing a situation where you'll come out on top in the end. So I'm also seeing this conflict has been going on for a while, but you will come out on top. You are powerful, but you just don't see it at this time. So the next card you have in your future is the Six of Pentacles. So you have a lot of pentacles here. You have like pentacles everywhere, and you also have swords everywhere at the moment too. So there's a lot about, this work project, difficult social interactions, all sorts of things like that going on. So yes, again, I'm seeing that there was a time that you went through that you were feeling a bit lost. That's what I'm seeing. So you're a bit lost in everything really at this time. So I don't know if you're really depressed, but you're really down and you just weren't yourself at this time. And this is actually following from the Ace of Swords. That's what I'm seeing, because on the surface you appeared to be really strong, like an Aries, but you didn't feel strong on the inside. But now coming into your future, this time in your future, you're going to be really working your way out of this. I'm seeing a little space, so you're going to be kind of digging your way out. And You're going to be feeling a lot more stable because of this. And I'm also seeing that you're going to be helping someone or teaching something. So you're either going to be teaching a class, or maybe even teaching one person, or tutoring, or it could just be something that you've learned that you're telling someone something about. Or you could be reading something from a book or something, but you're going to be teaching somebody something. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have for your future is, yes, the Four of Swords. So at this time, you're going to be thinking about this person in the Four of Pentacles. And yes, what I'm seeing is that you're going to have, you're going to just have to make this decision by yourself. I'm not seeing they're clear about this, what they want either themselves. So you're both in this situation where you're not clear on what you want from this relationship, or even if you want to continue with it or not. You're just really, really mixed up. You both are. That's what I'm seeing. And yes, maybe they're just not telling you what they want either. But you'll just be by yourself thinking really carefully about this at this time before you make this decision. So you are taking on this advice in a way from the High Priestess, telling you to just go by yourself and just think about this. Yes, I'm just sensing that you've had some sort of work-related idea or some sort of business idea. And yeah, or something like that. And I'm seeing a friend's helped you out with a helpful contact or something like that. So you were sharing this with one or more people, and they're really interested in what you were talking about. It was some sort of business prospect or some idea that you were, you're into. And yes, you're talking to this person or this contact, and yet this person knows things about this industry or whatever it was you were in. Or maybe they know other people. It's something like that. It's like, a social connection where they know somebody who knows somebody. It's something like that, and they were helping you out. And yes, you were talking about this potential of this thing, this idea. And yes, they're a really, really good person to know because they're in this industry and they understand exactly what you're talking about. And there will be some celebrating for you in the future with this. That's what I'm seeing, because you're going to be doing really well with this project or this business thing. And yeah, it'll be a lot of work involved, but you'll do really well. And I'm seeing that there's going to be celebrating in bits all the way through this as you work through it. So you'll get through a little milestone and you'll celebrate with people, and there'll be another one, and there'll be another one. But this it's not a project that's going to actually finish. It's going to go on and on and on, and you'll have these little milestones that you'll be celebrating all the way through, that you'll get through. And that's, that's what the type of business it is. It's like an ongoing business. Yeah, so the next card you have your past is the Ace of Wands. So I'm seeing that you really needed to gather your energy to be able to get your ideas together, to present them to these people, these contacts. And you were actually really enthusiastic about this thing that this business idea, and you are. And I'm seeing that people recognize this enthusiasm, and they actually do like the idea. It's not that they only liked the enthusiasm, but it was the whole package. It was the enthusiasm and the idea and what it was and the potential for it. And they saw all of this, and yes, there was a lot of, because you had so much energy around this and enthusiasm, they were really attracted to that and attracted to the way you felt about that. And I'm also seeing here that there's some attraction and some passion in love for you at this time. So if you're in a relationship or, I'm seeing that maybe you are feeling some sort of very, very deep love for somebody or something. It could even be a friend. It could be a friend. But there was some sort of could be an innocent kind of a love, but it was a very strong, very feeling. It was like you clicking with someone. I'm seeing this could be a friend. It could be a new person. You're really clicking with this person. So yes, the last card you have your past is the Tower. Yes, I'm sorry. What I'm seeing is this is about you finally realizing something about a person. So I'm seeing this could be, this could be an ex actually, or it could be someone you were involved with, and maybe you had hope that one of you or the other person would get back together sometime. So this is either you or the other person. But I am strongly feeling that maybe you had the hope for the other person. But it could be either way. It could be they had hope for you. Someone had hope for a relationship, or for things to get further, or to get back together, or something like that. But at this time, with this tower coming in, something was done or something was said to kind of shatter this hope. And if you were the person hoping, deep down I think you knew that it probably wouldn't happen, because things were slowing and the person wasn't really appearing to be that enthusiastic, really. And it was dragging on a bit too long and you were really unsure of what was going on. Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is for the best. And I think deep down you really had, though, you had an idea. You weren't 100% sure, but you had an idea that this could be the case. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have your present is the Star. So yes, this is about this person in the Tower, actually. And something about this person, or something about you, if it's them feeling this way about you, something was revealed. Something came to light that led to the end of any kind of hope you had, or they had, for this relationship. I am seeing that it could have been you hoping for this other person to come back. That's what I keep on. It keeps on leaning in that direction, that it could be you. But yes, it could be either way. But I am leaning on the direction, thinking that this could be you that was hoping for more with this relationship. But at this time, everything just clicked into place, and you just realized what was going on, and someone followed their instincts, and that's what you found. You found that something was revealed, and then that was the Tower for this situation. That was the end. Yes, the next card you have your present is the Ten of Pentacles. So even though you've had this realization in the Tower, what I'm seeing is your financial situation is going to be really improving. And I'm seeing that you actually, at this time, you were feeling, or you are feeling, some sort of financial loss or pressure. Now, it might not actually be a practical loss. It might be just something that you're feeling in your emotions. Because really, I'm not seeing that there was a loss, but maybe you're worried about something. You're worried about your finances, worried that things may go in one direction that you didn't want. But you were feeling pressure internally, financially. But actually you're doing some work, and you're doing a lot of planning for your finances now. And this is really going to set you well up into your future. I'm seeing that. And also this business thing that you're working on will help with that too. It really, really will. I'm seeing that will be a success. And yes, that's this project in the Three of Cups. And I'm also seeing family and children here. So if you have children, you could be planning for their future, maybe saving for their education or something like that. And if you don't have children, it's the finances that you're building up now, and the plans that you're doing now, putting into place now, will help any children that you have in your future. So the last card you have in your present is the Five of Swords. So someone's going to blame you. That's what I'm seeing. And it may be this person it may be this person in the Tower. It may not. But someone is going to come and blame you for something. And yes, I'm sorry, but I'm just seeing that you made some sort of mistake in your past. And yet this was an honest mistake, that someone isn't seeing that. They're not seeing that, you weren't lying. You're actually, you just made an innocent mistake. And, they're thinking that you did something on purpose or something like that. And I'm just seeing this is something that happened years and years ago that you did. So I don't know why they're bringing this up, or why this is coming up now. It could be a family member, actually. It could be that, maybe you're at Thanksgiving, or maybe you're with family, and they're bringing up things that happened years ago, which is ridiculous. So whoever's holding on to this, it's ridiculous. There's no reason for them to be doing this. It happened years ago. It was an innocent mistake. They're not seeing that. They're not seeing the full picture, or they're not understanding something about this. So you know what this person's like. If this is the kind of person who's unreasonable, then don't even bother explaining whatever it is, or justifying anything to this person. There's no point. If they've got their mindset that you're terrible or whatever it is, just ignore them. But if it is someone whose opinion you really value, then yes, explain this to them. That's all you can do. If they understand, they do. If they don't, then they don't. Just try your best. That's what I'm seeing there. So the first card you have for your future is the Seven of Swords. Again, more tricky stuff going on. So yes, as you work through what happened in the Tower, you're going to just realize a lot about this person that you weren't aware of before, this person in the Tower. I'm just seeing that, part of you didn't want to be aware of this. And it's always in these situations that, sometimes you can see things maybe looking a certain way, but you just don't want to admit it or see it. And it's only when this big thing comes out that you realize and everything's clear and you start looking back on things. They actually had something they weren't telling you, and they were keeping something from you. And actually, I can see more than one thing actually they were keeping from you. And even though you're still processing what's happened with the Tower, this realization that you've had that they weren't being honest is actually going to make you a bit angry. So you're going to be really angry at this time actually, and this anger is actually really good. It's really good because, it's the next step after being sad. If you go through this kind of horrible situation, you feel really sad, really dejected, and then you go through feeling angry. That's the next step up from that, and then you go through other things, and eventually you work your way out of this tunnel, and you get into a better position emotionally. Yeah, so it is helping you. Being angry is helping you move on, even if it doesn't feel very good at the time. It is helping you. It's helping you work through all the stages. Yes, the next card you have in your future is the Seven of Cups. So yes, this is about the same person again. I'm sorry, this is all the way through this reading. So if it doesn't resonate, this is for, some specific people. Yes, this person was tricky. And, they were trying to hide things from you. But again, this anger is really going to help you in this process of moving on. So I'm sorry, I know it's not easy, but it is going to help you here. The last card you have in your future is the Ace of Cups. So yes, new beginnings. I'm so glad you have the Ace of Cups. There will be some healing in your future, and this anger again will get you closer to these new beginnings and this healing and getting better from this situation. And at this time you are very, very emotional still. You're going up and down, you're going through all of these things, you're going through this tunnel and you're getting to the other side, but you're not quite there yet. Yes, you're going to be going through a huge range of emotions, but there is a new beginning on the horizon for you, and it is positive. That's what I'm seeing. Things are going to be looking better for you. I know it doesn't feel like that, but it will. I am seeing that, definitely.